Okay, נעשה ונעשה ברחם אליהו בעזרת השם will be doing Zera Shimshon, Parashat Korach, Perek Yud. Okay, it's very interesting, very applicable. Yeah, we learned a few things from this. I think it's very applicable to everyday life as well. Okay. והולך מהרה אל העדה. We said on Monday, we talked about what happened to those 250 that started to rebel against Moshe and Aaron, and they were burnt alive. What happened to Korach? What happened to Datan and Abiram, right? And their families. Now, the next day, they start to complain, as we spoke about last time. So when they start to complain, so then there was obviously an accusation. And the moment there was an accusation, there was a magifa. There was another attack, so to speak, on Am Yisrael, and they started to die. Now, says Moshe Rabbeinu to Aaron, quickly, we're going to see, quickly go and do the ketoret. And the ketoret has the power, that's why we read the Pituma Ketoret, remember with the Corona? The ketoret has the power to annul the decree of magifa, of plagues, right? Of people dying for whatever reason. Yeah, they're all dying one after the other. So that's called the magifa. And then what do you call this? Then it's you have to deal it accordingly. Now, where did Moshe Rabbeinu know this? Where did Moshe Rabbeinu get this idea that if you bring the ketoret, you break you mevatel the gezerah, you mevatel the decree, and the malach hamavet has no, the angel of death has no power over what you're doing, and you can break it, and the malach hamavet has no say in the matter. From where? When did Moshe Rabbeinu know this? Moshe Rabbeinu when he went to Shamayim for 40 days, and so every malach gave him a present. Every malach, this malach, whatever it was, I don't know, but every malach gave him a special present, a special secret that he can use in this world. And the malach hamavet, what did the malach hamavet do? What did he give him? He gave him the ketoret. He says, if you say if you know say ketoret, if you do the ketoret, which is the incense, if you do the incense, the special incense that we have in the Kohen Gadol does in the Bet Hamikdash every day. So then I have no power over the plague, and therefore, it overpowers myself. It overpowers the Malach HaMavet, and there's no plague anymore. So now Aaron HaKohen has been commanded. Ve'olech me'era. Let's go back again to the beginning. Ve'olech me'era. He says Moshe Rabbeinu goes quickly el ha'edah, to that congregation where they're all dying. Ve'kafar alehem, and place upon them this ketoret. Go there, and between the mitim chayim, says the pasuk. Afal pi shebelav achi Aaron haya mizdarez le'atzilit Yisrael. Aaron would have done it anyway. What Moshe Rabbeinu said, quickly go. Aaron wouldn't have gone quickly? Of course he would have gone quickly. He did go. How old were they? They were 80 years old. They still had to go quickly. In כל זה, רצה משה לומר לו, והולך מהרה. Why did he say והולך מהרה? Go quickly. להודיע, to teach you, to teach him, and to teach us, שעיקר ההצלה תבוא מן הזריזות. The main thrust of saving those people that are now in the plague, in Am Yisrael, in the Midbar, in the deserts, tavo will come from where? Tavo min hazirizut shelo. Tafka from the zerizut, from the not zealousness. Okay, that's kanaut. Zerizut is being rapid, being quick in your mitzvot. Shelo, of Aharon. Dafka כדי שיזדרז יותר, right? So that he'll be able to even do, it should be more zealous than normal. Aharon, every Kohen, you should know, the Kohanim, you have to have a bit more patience with them, meaning sometimes you'll see that the Kohen is like very spontaneous. That is in his genes, you should know. The Kohen had to be very zariz. Why? If they're not zariz, imagine what would happen on all the korbanot, all the sacrifices that happens in the Beit HaMikdash. You need the people very, very zariz, very quick. No playing around, no messing about at all. They're very, very fast. So Aaron had this midah, and that obviously those genes are passed on, and you can see Kohen, right, has this. Ad kedei kach, I'll tell you, ad kedei kach that Kohanim are zirizim, and if they're zirizim, they should also go early to tefillah, because they're zariz. They're quick. They can't be laying down in bed, and that is a problem. I don't know about that Kohen. There was once a story whereby this Kohen would go in the yeshiva, would go late all the time. So the Rosh Yeshiva said, I don't know if Rosh Yeshiva was somebody else. I can't remember. I can't remember the story very well, so I can't really mention any names. Check and see if he's a real Kohen or not. Why? The Kohanim, they are zariz from it's in the blood, it's in their blood, in the genes. And if you see a Kohen that comes late to shul all the time, so what's going on here? It doesn't seem to have those genes. Obviously, you can't judge everybody like that, but it's a midah that the Kohen has. Now, look what it says here. V'hainu, the second paragraph. V'hainu, lefi she'ha'adam hu teva notel lekal ulekaved. The natural tendency of the person is to go lekal for the easiest, or the lightest. Ulekaved means unto the heavy, to be heavy. We'll see now what that means. Explaining now. Note lekaved mipnei shehu nolad min ha'adama shehi yesod ha'afar shehu kaved. The person he's got a tendency of being heavy. His actions, his movements, and it doesn't mean that he's fat. We're not talking about a fat person. We're talking about a very thin person. He can move himself very nicely, but everything is very slow on him. Everything is slow. That is a natural tendency of the person. That's what it says here. Mipnei shehu nolad, he is born. Min ha'adama, he's born from the ground. Adama Rishon, what do you get from Adama? From the ground. Shehi yesod ha'afar. This is the foundation of afar, which is earth. Shehu kaved, that is heavy. V'yesh bo ruach. On the other side, v'yesh bo ruach, the person also has ruach. Ruach is a certain spirit. Shehu note lekal, that the spirit brings him to be zariz and to be light in his work, light in his movements. Kemo ha'esh, like fire. Fire is very light. It doesn't weigh anything, does it? Everything's and it's just very light. It moves from one place to the other. It's very quickly. It can burn things. So you've got two opposites in the person. You've got afar, which is the earth, and that's heavy. That's why the person knows, tomorrow, we'll do tomorrow, it's okay, until this, until he does, he wakes up, until this, and everything's on a slow motion. V'yesh bo aruach, and the other side to him is that he turns to he can become very light if he wants, like the fire. But on the second column, second line. והרוח והרצון הוא דבר התלוי במחשבה ובמוח. What makes him light? What makes him light? What does the person, how can the person change himself, and instead of being in slow motion to be fast motion, to be quick? Everything he does, my grandfather, alav shalom, he always used to tell me, if you want something to be done, you might not be able to you might not be able to do it yourself or whatever it is. Give it to somebody who's always busy. Give it to somebody who's always busy. Somebody who's always busy will always find a time of when to do it. Will always find a time. Somehow or other he'll do it. But the person who has all the time in the world, right, and he's not busy, he will always wait. Tomorrow, okay, I'll do it for you, and he never does it. So if you want something to be done, needs to be done. Yeah, you can't do it for whatever reason, right? The best thing, obviously, for you to do. You can't do it for whatever reason. Give it to somebody who's always busy. So, what makes a person light in terms of being fast, doing the mitzvot, or whatever it is, even at work, whatever you work as, whatever you do? He says that kol talui b'machshava u'b'moach. Everything goes on the mind, the mindsets. What is the mindset? The mindset is, I need to do that. Think about yourself when you really did things fast. I'm sure you had times, if not all the time. Yeah. Well, why? Because it's all in mindset. You have to do it. Finish up there, and you do it. But where does it all start? Starts from the mind, from the thoughts. Asher poel sham bechozek haruach. Over there, the mind and the thoughts. That's where the center of the nucleus is, in order to tap on the ruach, asher bekibo, which is the system, so to speak, where you're hitting on the ruach, which is the spirit of the person. Where the person is, okay, he's moving from one place to the other, he's going there. Where does that come from? That comes from the ruach. וכשהוא עושה דבר הפך רצונו, when he does something which is against his will, יתנועעו איבריו לעשות הדבר ההוא בטבע כבד. He will start moving on a slow motion. Everything, all his evarim, all his limbs will start going very slow until he wakes up, until this. He doesn't want to go to this, to here, whatever it is, or whatever the case is. He'll do it all in a very slow motion. In a natural form, but in a kaved form, heavy. Yan mi beli ruach, because he has no ruach now. So in other words, if you have somebody, a kid, for example, right? Start with kids. If you have a kid who you can see he's not interested, he doesn't want. That's why? Why? Because he's moving himself to the side of the heaviness, the afar, the earth side of him, and everything is slow. So you have to somehow or other, you have to tap in him a certain ruach, a certain spirit that he has. He has it in. Question is to be able to educate him, or teach him in a way, or sometimes when you tell him to do something as parents, you tell him to do something, dafka go against it. So you have to be very careful with that. Ya'an hemi beli ruach. They have no ruach. These when the person is doing something against his will and he doesn't want to do it. Dainu mi beli ratzon, without any will. ולכן יתנועעו לאט לאט ובנחת. Therefore everything goes on a slow motion. אמנם, however, כאשר יסכים הרצון בדבר ההוא לעשותו, אז הרוח אשר בקרבו, דהיינו הרצון יתנועעו במרוצה בטבע קל ומהיר. However, when the person decides that he wants to do something already, he feels that now he gets convinced. He's got a present coming. All of a sudden you see the child changes. What changed over there? It's the ruach that he has in him, and that the ayin ratzon, which is the will. The person has a will, nothing against it. Nothing can. En davar omed bifnei ratzon. This is what the Gemara says. Nothing, when you have a ratzon, you want to do something, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. And therefore you're touching on your light side of you, and your quick and your fastness, everything that will bring you to do things quick. Okay, we're now in the second paragraph. ולכן אמר לו, obviously, let's not forget what happened to Aaron, right? Moshe told Aaron, quick. So now he's explaining the idea of quick. What brings a person to make it faster? Even though the person might be fast, but faster. ולכן אמר לו, הולך מהרה. Moshe Rabbeinu said to Aaron, quickly go. בזריזות, in a very fast way. ברצונך, with your will, הטוב הולך שם הקטורת, הזה שיכפר בוודאי עליהם. So he needed to go, Aaron had to go with his ratzon, with the will, not because Moshe Rabbeinu had commanded it or whatever. No, he had to add to it a certain will from within in order to bring this ketoret to the Edah, to the congregation over there, to block the Malach HaMavet. Sharei Aharon haya yirei shamayim. Aaron was fear of heaven. Dichtiv ki siftei kohen yishmeru da'at. The Kohanim have the power to yishmeru da'at, to guard themselves from da'at. In other words, they're careful, and therefore that's only with the shamayim. Beriti hayita ito ha'chayim v'hashalom ve'etnam lo more ve'yireni. It's another pasuk. Uchtiv ratzon yire'av ya'aseh. It also says in the pasuk in one of the Tehillim that we say every morning after Asher Shematecha, ratzon yire'av ya'aseh. The will of those who are fearful of Hashem, those are the ones who do things. Im telech sham bezerizot, said Moshe Rabbeinu, if you go there with a lot of you're quick and agile, יהיה נודע ברצונך להציל את ישראל בוודאי שתצילם. You will show. Look what it says, יהיה נודע, it will be known, שרצונך, that your will is to save עם ישראל, ובוודאי שתצילם. In other words, it seems here that there is a certain, not only Aaron had to bring the ketoret, he had to come from him, from his side, from his will, that yes, it has to be done. So that's probably part of the equation, right? Of the equation, in order that the ketoret should have a proper effect. If you bring the ketoret with have no will, so then, according to what we're learning here now, it might not have the same power. Ketoret has the power, but you have to have the will as well.
So it's the whole concept of having kavanah.
Nachon. This is the idea, Nachon. If you say
like going to shul, everybody's it's reason on one level, very quickly, let's finish, so they have no kavanah.
Okay, that's another thing. We're not talking about zerizin on that side. Zerizin to come. They should be zariz to come to shul. and then he should have a. We're going to see now that good point. Here we're going to see now that you have to know how to balance that zerizut. Not everything has to be extremely fast. We're going to see now. But exactly this point now. ובזה נתרץ קושייה הנופלת על פסוק. This will be able, from this idea we're just bringing now, we'll be able to understand the pasuk that we see with Shemuel. Shemuel Hanavi, he was a Navi, he was the first Navi, times of, and he anointed Shaul HaMelech, the first king of Am Yisrael. Now what happens? Shaul, we have to understand that he was perfect. He had no chet. We're going to see now later on. Shaul had no chet. He was very, very special, very ana, very humble. He was very tall. And Korach chose him to become the king. Now, Shemuel Hanavi anointed him. And there's a few pesukim, I don't do pesukim, but over there it brings down, it recounts what happened. Shemuel Hanavi says, I want you to go to a certain place, and I want you to give certain loaves of bread to certain people. And then when you come back to this place, I want you to, they will come and greet you with tupim u'mcholot, with a lot of dancing and singing, and with nice musical instruments. And at that point, you will have the Ruach Hashem, you will feel elated. At that point, you will become, that's the point where you become king. And I want you, look what it says here, now this is the pasuk, Shiv'at yamim tochel ad bo'i elecha. You'll have Ruach HaKodesh, you'll have the Ruach of Hashem with you, and I want you to wait, I want you to wait, ad bo'i elecha, until I come to you. For 7 days. On the 7th day, says Shemuel Hanavi to Shaul, I'll come. Wait 7 days. So he says here. Now the Zera Shimshon asks, דקשה, איך שמואל ניסה לשאול בתחילת מלכותו כדי שיהיה עצל ונענש על קהילות נתעצל? Says the Zera Shimshon, how come is it that Shemuel Hanavi, he came and tested Shaul HaMelech at the beginning of his malchuto, a few days, the first days of his malchut, Shemuel Hanavi comes and brings a test on Shaul. That what? כדי שיהיה עצל, that he should be lazy, wait a bit, right? Don't do things quick. You have to wait now 7 days. ונענש. And Shaul HaMelech got punished. Al kilo nit'atzel, because he didn't wait. V'arei klar ketiv, it's a massive test that Shaul placed on Shemuel placed on Shaul. Why? Because the pasuk says, v'arei klar ketiv, the pasuk says, chazita ish mahir b'melachto lifnei melachim yityatzeh. If you've seen somebody who is quick in his melacha, in his work, place him where the kings are. שמאמינה שהמלך צריך להיות זהיר וזריז. We see that what? That the king has to be very careful and zariz, very quick. So we see that the melech has a certain also tchunot, certain properties, certain characteristics in him of being zariz, or being quick, not slow. So placing Shaul to a point where everything is nice, wait 7 days now for me. Now what do you mean wait? Let's do it now already. No, what to wait for? What to wait for? He messed up. והסברה נמי נותנת כך שמי שיש לו לפקח על עסקי רבים צריך להזדרז ולפקח עליהם. The same goes with somebody who, Svara, the logic is somebody who is in charge of the tzibur, somebody who's in charge of the community, or the village, or the city, wherever you are, right? If we got the mayor, this, whatever, whoever it is, if he has to be very, very quick. You have to now take care of cleaning the city. Okay, wait a moment with this, have another meeting. You have to be very quick. Yeah, start doing this, and start. Yeah, you have to fix the roads again, and this, and years takes. That's not the result, and the tzibur can't take that. So somebody who is in charge of the tzibur has to be has to be quick in his decision making, obviously in the proper way, and in action. So we see from here that Shaul, okay, we have a question here. How come is it that Shemuel Hanavi tested Shaul in the patience? Yeah, Shaul, he knew that Shaul was going to be quick. He's very fast. Sure, wait 7 days. Next, the last column, the last paragraph. ויותר קשה שמצינו שקדוש ברוך הוא בעצמו ניסה לדוד. We have now another from David HaMelech, now another king of Am Yisrael, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself came and tested David HaMelech. בדרך הזה דכתיב לא תעלה הסב אל אחריהם ויהי כשומרך את כל צעדה בראשי הבקעים אז תחרץ. So it says over here that the story goes like this, that David HaMelech asks from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we need to destroy the Palestinians, the Palestine. We have to wage war on them, and etc. Give me a bracha that be able to Mashiach. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, don't worry, go. He goes and he destroys. Yeah, very nice. Baruch Hashem, really good. Then what happened was there were more Palestinians coming in. They were coming to the place where the war. Yeah, he had already finished the war, but still the Palestinians were still coming in. The Palestinians were still coming in, right? And then later on, the pasuk says through David HaMelech, instead of going and attacking the new wave of Palestinians that were coming towards him, because who says, I want you to go around to a certain place and then attack them, and then you will see that I'll be with you and destroy them, and then you'll destroy them. Okay, so over here again, David HaMelech was very zariz, was very quick, and HaKadosh tested him that he had to go back and not do whatever he had to do, and go back again, go around them and then attack. So that for David, right, was who tested him. Okay, we're now on the second page. First line at the end. ולמה מתחילה רצה שיתעצל ואחר כך רצה להזדרז. And then at the end it says be slow, and then be slow meaning go back, and ואחר כך רצה להזדרז. And afterwards you have to be very quick in attacking the Palestinians. ועוד יש לדקדק בחילוק שמצינו בין שאול ודוד. Another thing we've seen, a difference between Shaul and David HaMelech. That what? ששאול נתנסה בזה מתחילתו. It's not, another thing that we've seen is that Shaul, it's not fair really to certain points it's not fair, and that is that Shaul HaMelech was tested on the first day, the beginning, Ramash, the beginning of his monarchy. ודוד לא נתנסה עד שעשה מלחמה אחת וניצחה. David HaMelech was only tested after the first milchama, meaning a while later, not exactly the same. So, yeah, why Shaul HaMelech was tested so early? ששאל הקדוש ברוך הוא, העלה את פלישתים, התתנם בידי? David HaMelech asked to הקדוש ברוך הוא, I want to go and wage war against Palestine. Are you going to give them to me? Meaning I'll be able to destroy them, win the war. ויאמר Hashem el David, עלה, go up. Yes. כי נתון אתן את הפלישתים בידך. Yes, I will give the Palestinian in your hand, being be able to wage a war and win. ויבוא דוד בבעל פרצים, ויקם שם דוד, ולבסוף כשהוסיף פלישתים לעלות, אמר לו הקדוש ברוך הוא, הסב את אל אחוריים. So we see that when David HaMelech came and destroyed them, and then when he saw that more פלישתים, ולבסוף כשהוסיפו פלישתים לעלות, more פלישתים came over towards him, הקדוש ברוך הוא says, הסב אל אחריהם, go back and then attack them. So that going back for David was a test. Meaning what are you telling me now to do this? I have to destroy them. I can't go. So it was a test. And okay, so ויש לומר שאמרו ז"ל במסכת יומא. Yoma says, we're going to talk about Shaul HaMelech now. בן שנה שאול במולכו, כבן שנה שלא טעם חץ. The first year of Shaul HaMelech in his kingship, his reign, כבן שנה שלא טעם חץ. Like a first 1-year-old that he doesn't know what chetz is about. He's never tasted sin. Sin has a certain taste of it's like giving into the Yetzirah, and you're doing it for pleasure, you're doing it for this, whatever it is, a certain ta'am. There's a certain ta'am chet. He didn't have that, not even that he had. ובסוף סוטה, somewhere in the Gemara, in סוטה, at the end, המין זריזות מביאה לידי נקיות. זריזות, being zealous, not zealous exactly, quick in the mitzvot, fast in the mitzvot. That one, you have to be, there's certain, it's brought down in Mesiyat Yesharim. There's certain levels, there's about 8 or 9 levels or more, whereby if you follow these steps, these stages, you end up having Ruach HaKodesh. Okay, the first one is Zerizut. Now Zehirut. First one is Zehirut. Zehirut means you have to be careful of not doing any averot, etc. Zerizut is doing the mitzvot. You have to be very zealous, etc., in doing the mitzvot, and very quick. It's a whole understanding, okay? Just being very fast. And then Zerizut brings nekiyut, brings cleanliness. Maze cleanliness, not because you're going every day to the shower. Cleanliness from chetz. You end up having no chetz, meaning, and the Mesiyat Yesharim brings down, what's the difference between zerizut, when the person is zahir, you have to be careful of not doing any chetz, right? So you're careful not doing chetz. You're not doing any avirot. So what's nekiyut? Nekiyut is where you don't have chetz. Okay, that we covered already in the first stage in zerizut. The answer to that is that there's 2 types of chet. There's a certain chet which is mefursam lekulam, a certain chet which is known to everybody. Everybody knows that this is asur, and the things which everybody knows about. Now there's another type of chet, and that is the certain inclination that the person has within, a certain inclination of a natural inclination of going towards the steak, going towards a certain the clothing, this, that. Everybody has a certain ta'ava. if it's a car, if it's a house, if it's a gold watch, it's a this. Everybody has a ta'ava. Now this ta'ava is the nekiyut we're talking about now. No chet. Now you have to know how to destroy that in order to, obviously, it's not possible to reach to these levels. Already you can see how fine the person can go, and then little by little you go to nekiyut and peishut, chasidut, and then you go into ruach hakodesh, right? A few good levels in order to get there. So Shaul HaMelech, says the pasuk, says the Gemara as well, that he had no chet. We're going to see now. And the Gemara says as well, the zerizot brings nekiyut, being careful, or quick with your mitzvot, etc. So that brings a level of working on yourself and the bad inclinations that you have. Not everybody has. That's a general thing. We're talking about certain teva, certain conquering your natural tendencies. That is personal, and that's nikiyut. When you reach to that point, that's naki. Naki, or you're now controlling the yetzara from within and from without. ופירשו שם מפרשים, דנקיות רצה לומר נקי מכל חטא. מכל חטא doesn't, or not only that speak לשון הרע, etc. No, certain the inclinations that the person has. Everybody has different inclinations. We all have yetzara, but we all tend to do certain different things. That thing you have to be. ושאול, שהיה לו הנקיות, שאול המלך had this level of naki, meaning he had no chet and he controlled himself totally even from within. בוודאי שהיה לו הזריזות הקודם אליו בהדרגה. If he has nekiyut, so for sure the level underneath nekiyut, which is zerizut, he must have had. You can't jump a level. You can't be, okay, I've reached already nekiyut. What do you mean? Obviously, you have to first do you have to go through the ladder. Yeah, you have to go through the levels of zehirut, zerizut, and nekiyut. בוודאי שהיה לו הזריזות הקודם אליו בדרגה. For sure, Shaul HaMelech had this darga, this level of having zerizut and also nekiyut. Two levels already had. Obviously. ולכן אדרבה, רצה שמואל להודיע לו. Now, Shemuel HaNavi, we saw that he planted a little trap. נכון? He placed a trap on in front of Shaul HaMelech, which he fell. But made a mistake. Shaul HaMelech wanted to teach him something. Shemuel HaNavi wanted to teach him something. Shemuel להודיע לו, he wanted to teach שאול, שצריך שהזריזות יהיה משוקל כפי המקום, וכפי השעה, וכפי הזמן. Shemuel HaNavi must have been a very special man. He's a Navi of Israel. But he was very clever, very quick to give him the musar to the king. Nachon, you are naki. Nachon, you have nekiyut, you have done chetz. If you don't have chetz, that means you also already passed the level of zerizut. Zerizut means to be zealous, to be very careful, very quick in everything, in action. And Shaul Shemuel HaNavi wanted to teach Shaul that the zerizut, being very quick, Yihye Meshukal, has to be balanced. This quickness has to be balanced according to the place, according to the hour, the time, according to the zman, meaning the period of time that we are in now, in there, whatever it is. שהזריזות אינו לעולם טוב. Not always zerizut is good. Not always when the person is very quick. You might make the wrong decisions. You might get angry quicker, right? When you're very quick, you answer back quicker instead of being slow. So you have to balance it. Eno leolam tov. Ukra ketiv, the pasuk says, Al tetze lariv maher. Don't be quick. Don't go out and start arguing quickly. Ve'od ketiv, eit milchama ve'eit shalom. There's a certain time for waging war, and there's a certain time to do shalom. Meaning, don't mix them. Don't mix. There's always time for this, time for that. And the same applies with zerizut. You have to know how to balance this midah, this characteristic. ומשום אחי ניסהו בעצלות לראות אם הוא שהיה כל כך זריז היה יודע לשקול זריזות. That's why Shemuel Hanavi came and tested him with patience, with a certain slowness, so to speak. Wait for me 7 days. Now, if somebody who's, in our circles is called maybe, I don't know, ADD, ADHD, I don't know what, yeah, one of those. That is quick, whatever, he's very compulsive, right? When the person is compulsive, that's another thing. It's not zerizut. We're not talking about when the person's, he has certain zerizut, right? When the person is compulsive, so he doesn't think too much and he quickly does everything and then he regrets what he does, right? So Shemuel Navi wanted to teach him that as a king, you have to know to balance this midah, extremely important. The same now applied. Now we'll see with HaKadosh Baruch Hu and David HaMelech. We're now the last paragraph in that column. אמנם, לפי שדוד לא היה כל כך זריז, שלא היה נקי מכל חטא, כמו שהיה שאול, לכן המתין לראות זריזותו במלחמה ראשונה. We said before, he says, how come is it that Shaul HaMelech was tested in the first days of his monarchy, and David HaMelech only after the first war? Must have been a few months later, or whatever it was. It wasn't immediate. It's not fair. So the answer is that because David HaMelech wasn't so clean from chet, Shaul HaMelech was completely clean. Chet, no chet whatsoever. Therefore, his zerizut, right, is much greater. So let's go again. לכן המתין לראות זריזותו במלחמה ראשונה. Who waited for his zerizut after the first war. וכשראו זריז, אז הודיע בניסיון, when he saw David HaMelech being very quick and very spontaneous, very in whatever he was doing, the milchama in the war, then הודיעו בניסיון ההוא, then he brought him this test, שהזריזות לעולם אינו טוב, אלא צריך להיות משוקל. The זריזות is not always good. It has to be balanced. ובזה, we're now the last column. ובזה יתורץ כפל הפסוק הנזכר לעיל, שאם יתייצב לפני מלכים